physical, playing with force, playing with purpose. We came out, as just weren't really setting enough hard screens, weren't really being physical with them on the defensive end as well, being more aggressive on the ball. Had some really unfortunate fouls, and we turned the ball over. And so 12 turnovers at halftime. But, at halftime, I just talked to them about taking care of the ball, playing with a physicality on both sides of the ball, showing your hands, being active, shifting, just being who we're trying to be, who we were a big portion down the stretch last year, and then what we're trying to be and establish consistently this year. And they received the message, they embraced it, and they came out and executed.
And then just with the Prince being the late scratch, Rui out, Vanderbilt out, how did you see guys filling around that, and especially kind of in that overtime session? You got a little bit from Wood, Austin takes over.
I thought it was beautiful, man. Got a chance to see Cam Reddish, he was a top-notch elite defender. Max, it was good to see Max get a chance to get out there. And both of those guys, their length, their athleticism, their ability to make multiple efforts was at a true high level. C. Wood, we've seen what he's been doing the last few games, just really trying to lock in on that end of the floor as well. And everybody contributed. Everybody, all 8 guys in the rotation gave us great moments, at certain points in the game.
Darvin LeBron spoke to us after the Orlando win, said how much he relishes the fourth quarter winning time. I think tonight, something like 5 for 6 for 12 points in the fourth, and continued to make plays in the entire overtime session. What have you seen out of him thus far this season? Not that he hasn't done that in other parts of his career, but in year 21, I think his efficiency numbers late in games have been pretty strong.
Yeah, just that, man, just being efficient. The way he prepares himself, in preparation for whatever we have to do on a particular day, whether it's a non-game day, a game day, the work he puts in on his body, his sleeping habits, nutrition, all of that, working on his game constantly. His jump shot is really, just big time. Putting a lot of work in on that jumper, and it's paying dividends. And this ability to quarterback the whole situation, constantly talking. Communication is at a high level with both he and AD. And just him showing trust and belief in these guys that's around him, and that inspires them to step up and not be afraid to make mistakes, but just to go hard and compete. And they're making plays all around him as well as himself. And again, he doesn't prepare to just be available and to be another body on the floor. He prepares to be at a high level, not only available, but available and elite. And so kudos to him. But it's just been a process this year of us figuring each other out as a group. And a win like, it was a tough loss in Sacramento, but a win like bouncing back Monday night on the second night of a back-to-back, and then now getting this one against a very formidable ball club. The Clippers is going to be a handful for everybody, the other 29 teams in this league. And, for us to compete, go toe-to-toe, make our adjustments at halftime, it was huge.
And they say that necessity is the mother of invention, and you're down 4 players, and you go to the 3 big lineup in the third quarter, and they seem to kind of spark something out there. What did you see out of that group?
Their athletic ability, their length, their size, their ability to move their feet, and it also allowed us to finish the quarter without having to rush Bron back into the game. And so that 3-man lineup across the front line, and Jackson and AD and Christian Wood, these guys take up a lot of space defensively. They all have great hands. They all get off the floor and block shots. So anything at the rim is going to be highly contested, and they all rebound. So that gave us a great push, a great boost of energy going into the fourth quarter.
Darvin, obviously you can't predict 5 extra minutes tonight, so it's a little bit of a different situation. But in general, you're a couple weeks in, and how do you feel about the minutes suggestion for LeBron? And after a game like tonight, do you maybe think about playing him less minutes in the next one?
I mean, it's a daily thing. We go into it with a plan, but as you see, once those games get hotly contested, that plan pretty much goes out the window. I always say I have a plan for him for 3 quarters, and in that fourth quarter, anything can happen. And again, I can't state it enough. His competitive intensity, and my competitive intensity, puts us in the same boat in terms of him wanting him to be out there and him wanting to be out there. And then, you know, all the performance team and medical staff were pissed off at both of us. So, but I promise we're not in cahoots. You know, we just like to win. And last time I checked, him being on the floor gives us a pretty good chance of winning games. So, but, you know, it's something we're definitely going to continue to monitor and take things one day at a time. But again, you know, just having so many people out, Torian, Rui, Gabe, all these guys, and just to see our guys step up. And this was the main focal point for us this summer, just building a well-balanced roster, deep at every position. And for times like this, where guys just got their number called, got to step up, and hopefully that'll continue to happen. Not the injuries, but guys just being able to step up and carry their weight. And hopefully that'll allow us to rest Bron a little bit more and play him less minutes.
Darvin, this is just one win in November. You weren't here for all the other losses against that team in the other locker room, but what does it mean to finally shake those guys?
I mean, the party's just getting started. It's good to come out on the right side of that one, but, you know, they're going to get all of their guys in uniform, and they're going to try to work on their cohesion. They're very well coached with T. Lue and his staff, and, you know, they're in our division, so we're going to see them 3 more times, and it should be fun each time. But I'm just happy, you know, the things I'm seeing out of our group. Again, guys being selfless, trying to do their job, trying to take care of their role, sacrifice, you know, compete and commit, and just be together on both sides of the ball. And I think we're making a lot of headway in the right direction.
Is Cam still trying to find his niche in the NBA? And can that be defense for him?
It's going to be defense 3 and D, and he's pretty athletic. You know, I was hoping that dunk would go down that he tried over Zubac, but I think that was Zubac. It was Zubac, right? It wasn't Mason. It was Zubac. But man, the kid is special, and the only thing he needed was just consistency. It's just a program that's going to put their arms around him and encourage him to constantly get better, simplify things, and he'll respond in the right way, which he did tonight. He's been awesome since he's been an LA Laker.
Darvin, pregame you said, you know, Austin's a confident kid. You know, you've kind of said he's not someone you're worried about, but still to see him, especially late, kind of get going. Did you sense any release from him at any moment tonight?
I mean, I'm sure he's relieved he's seeing the ball go in the basket, and but you know, he's out there trying to make the right plays. He's fearless, taking on contact, trying to make the right reads, whether it's for him to score or set up a teammate and just compete hard on the other end. You see him tapping, jumping up, trying to get his hands on defensive rebounds and all of that. That's what he is. Like, when you struggle, I just tell people to fall back on your principles. And our team principles, just being highly competitive, being on the same page together with your teammates, and just hold yourself accountable, try not to make the same mistake twice. And so, and he embodies all of that. And just, you know, us, his teammates showing him love, giving him love, the coaching staff, everybody in the building, just constantly encouraging him to be aggressive and assertive. And, you know, he did it tonight, and we needed every bit of it.
And just a quick follow-up, was there is it feared anything serious with Torian, or was this more precautionary?
It's more precautionary. He wasn't feeling right, so we didn't roll him out there in spite of what he was feeling. We listened to our players, get him with our medical staff, our performance team, and try to make the best decision possible in the best interest of our players.
Darvin, to your left. We spoke about this a little bit pregame with the bigger lineups, you know, closing big or even having the 3 big trio. How much do those groups playing bigger embody the identity that you guys want of this team to be going forward?
Again, guys making the right play, being physical, changing shots, blocking shots, getting defensive rebounds, staying on the move, whether switching on to a small guy, trying to move their feet, keep the ball in front of them, contest at the 3-point line, or switching on to a larger guy and then having to, you know, hold their own in the paint. Mason Plumlee, Zubac, all those guys, Kawhi, Russ, it's a physical ball club, and it's very taxing, you know, competing with that much intensity against that much of a physical team. Like, they really beat you up on both sides of the ball. So to withstand that and then excel and see those guys be able to hold them to one shot and get the ball, secure the ball so we can run and see us take care of the ball. Those guys in turn set screens that opened us up and gave us an advantage. You know, it was exactly what I thought it would be if those guys, you know, we found ourselves putting them on the floor together.
I know LeBron had a great first half, but your team only had 48 points at halftime. What happened in the third quarter where it felt like Ron took maybe a bit of a backseat and let D'Lo and Anthony do a lot more on the offensive end?
Again, playing with pace, setting good hard screens to create an advantage, and taking care of the ball. That's it. Like, we got enough offense across the board that if we play with the purpose in terms of running, our running habits, our spacing, we play with force in terms of setting good screens, and we make the simple pass, which in turn creates a simple play. We just stick to that. You know, the discipline it takes to do that over and over and over again, we'll be fine.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.